want y'all to make sure y'all watch this. It's gonna be real live and direct. Don't see what your thing hitting on.
All right, let's get it, man. Buffalo fried oyster mushroom sandwich. Let's do it. All right, man. This chef, top chef food creations. Before we do anything, the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do, at least that I like to do, we're gonna go ahead and put the oil in the pan and let it heat up. I'm using avocado oil. You can use the oil of your preference. Now that the oil's heating up, we're gonna make our wet and dry batter. We're just gonna go ahead and go with the Vegan Trap Lord trap batter. You can get this at thevegantraplord.com. We're gonna pour some in for the wet, and then we're gonna pour some in for the dry. This small bowl right here is our wet batter. We're gonna take any plant milk of your preference. Today I'm using coconut milk. We're gonna pour some in there. I usually just eyeball it until it becomes pancake batter. Just add a little bit at a time, gradually. Now we got our wet and dry batter made. We're gonna take our oyster mushrooms and we're gonna cut them up. Now this part right here is crucial, and this will make your oyster mushrooms or break your oyster mushrooms. So when you pull a clump of oyster mushrooms, you see the clump? Don't just throw the whole thing in the wet batter and then dry it. Take each one off and cut the bottom of the stem off. So when you pull apart your fried oyster mushrooms, you're gonna take the bottom off because that's the chewy part. And you don't want it all chewy. Make sure they all individual, no matter how small they is. Then once you get them cut, you start dropping them in the wet batter. Now, I'm not a doctor or anything, man. I study just like you can. Anybody can get on their cell phone and use it for good. You can either rot your brain or you can use it to study and learn knowledge to make your situation better. All right, now we got some fried oyster mushrooms, crispy. We're gonna take them and put them on the drying rack. I'm old school, we just put it on a paper towel.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Then once you got them fried up, go ahead and toss them in the sauce, man.
Can't do nothing without the sauce, man. That's what Gucci said.
Look, man, you gotta have sauce. You gotta have sauce in anything you do, man. Like Gucci said.
And is that spicy? Is that real spicy, the buffalo sauce?
I mean, it's not too bad if it's, we're gonna call it Louisiana spicy. I guess you have to know, right?
You're right.
It ain't bad. This ain't a very hot sauce. We got our bun set.
Put it up. They can't see it. The pot in the way.
Oh, they gonna see it in a minute. Look at that there. Fried oyster mushroom sandwich. Buffalo style.
You gotta cut that bitch, man. I need to take a bite of that hoe.
Yo, family.
All right. You got another napkin over there?
Yes, sir.
Y'all see it, right? I'm about to bring my back to you.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Hold on. Hey, stay tuned next week. We got another episode. I want y'all to make sure y'all watch this. It's gonna be real live and direct. Don't see what your thing hitting on.
All right, let's get it, man. Buffalo fried oyster mushroom sandwich.
Hey, hold on to be a case shit, man. You're coming on it, man. Get my niggas.
Let's do it.
All right, man. This chef with Top Chef Food Creations. Before we do anything, the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do, at least that I like to do, we're gonna go ahead and put the oil in the pan and let it heat up.
So for some reason, I had this Teddy Pendergrass stuck in my head, and starting to think I need to add him to my mix. Anyway, what's up, world? We back with another episode of Snack with Pakk. And I'm gonna do a part 2 of fucked over leftovers. So I fried some fish the other day, some catfish nuggets actually, and it came out good. But I had so much left over though. See that? So much, Shout out to Rerun, cause I got it in. And then I also had some grits. It was also left over. Make sure these still good. Yep. They're still good. Go on my bag. My plating bowl. Set that off to the side. Herbs. I'll set that off to the side. Vegetables. Grabbed a couple things from the store. For some reason, ain't nobody had no parsley, but I got some left over down there, so I used that because I forgot I had some, y'all. Anyway, I'm coming off a long night, so I DJ'd last night for Raymond Billingsley, how you say that last name, but when I was out there, let me just say this. Let me just give you the backstory before I tell the first story. So I'm out there. So before that, I go to the studio, which is where we are now, right? And I realized that my car was messed up at the end of the night, which my end of the night was like 6 in the morning the day before yesterday. So the car wouldn't start. I said, forget it. I'm going to spend the night at the studio, which ain't no big deal. You know, I got couches and heat. So I said, I'm going to spend the night at the studio. I get up and I deal with the car tomorrow. Problem is, I got 3 events to do the next day. So when I get up, I still got to do those events. So I couldn't work on the van. If y'all know the yellow school bus, I couldn't work on it because I ended up cutting it too close to when it was time for me to get ready. So I just crunked up one of the other service vans I got, and I was just like, I'll just drive it. Here's the thing, though. The lady who I was DJing for was Gowdy Entertainment. Shout out to Gowdy. She ended up giving me the wrong time. When she gave me the wrong time, damn, where my pot at? I ain't got no pot, y'all. When she gave me the wrong time, that threw everything off. I think I was cutting my hair. You know, because I'm bald over there. I was cutting my hair. So at this point, I gotta get to it. I gotta go. So I end up hurry up, hopping in the shower, headed out there. The problem with that is right after I have to go to, right after that event, I gotta go straight to Raymond's event, which I think his shit is a Scorpion King Entertainment or Scorpion King Productions or something like that. Nevertheless, right after that, I have to go to his event. So when I got up and I put my fucking clothes on, check. So when I got up and I put my clothes on, I realized that I ain't had no fucking clothes to put on because I hadn't prepared. So I just threw the same gas station white tee on, right? I wear white tee as long as that bitch ain't dirty. I bust that bitch. But it was. And it wasn't the dirt you can see. That motherfucker smelled musty as shit. But I didn't find out until I get to the fucking event. So I'm in there. And everybody walking in. And I'm doing my thing. I'm DJing. Getting it in. The more I got down scratch, I smell some shit. Damn. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the mode, so I'm doing my thing. But the more motherfucker get into the mix, the more I smell that shit in the air. Damn, what the fuck is that fucking smell? So I'm I'm going crazy, you know what I'm saying? Having fun. Next thing I know, something just told me, man, check yourself. So I checked my fucking self out. You know, out there at Riggins, it's a Glass DJ booth. Shout out to Riggins. Event center or bar and lounge. So down there at Riggins, I ended up, it's a little glass booth or whatever. So I ended up, you know, having to do it on the slide. So I kind of threw my, hit him with a motherfucking, smell that bitch real quick. I'm acting like I'm partying on some dumb shit, right? Well, whatever. I don't want everybody to see me checking to see if I'm musty. But I fucking was. So I text this nigga like, yo, bro, I know you got some deodorant in the car. I said, I know you got some deodorant in the fucking car, bro. Listen, it ain't nothing worse than being musty and you have to stay there until the end. Like, you can't go nowhere, and then it make it and then you in a public area too. So I'm like, God damn, nigga, musty in the motherfucker. But luckily, I'm in the booth. Niggas ain't around me, right? At this point, I'm going on a rampage. Everybody I see, I'm asking them about some deodorant. I don't even give a fuck. I'd rather nigga be like, yo, this nigga begging for deodorant before a nigga be like, this bitch musty. This musty motherfucker. The musty DJ. You feel me? So I'm like, damn, so shit. So I'm like, alright. So motherfuckers like, no. Even though, like, I'm thinking in my head, like, if these motherfuckers share their deodorant, they nasty than a motherfucker, but I don't know. I needed that shit. I needed it. So I say, okay, don't worry about it. So I tell Raymond, like, yo, this shit getting bad. I just got here. I'm about to go. I said, man, I'm finna go. I said, bro, I ain't even do this shit, bro. He like, what you mean you finna go, nigga? I said, bro, I can't be in this bitch musty, bro. So that nigga ended up sending somebody to the store to grab me some deodorant. So I got the fucking deodorant. And I ducked down in the booth, nigga. I'm putting that shit on some nut shit. You hear me? I'm in that bitch acting like I'm dancing. Throw that bitch. Cool. But there's a problem though. There's still a problem. The shirt still fucking smell like must. See, y'all got listen, take a bath. The moral of the story is take a fucking bath. I don't care how busy you is. And when you take your bath, regardless of how busy you are, put some clean clothes on. Because I'm looking at the shirt like the shirt clean. But even after I put my because I did get in the shower. But even after I put my deodorant on, I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I'm the type of nigga that if some shit stink, I'm pissed off. Don't poot in front of me, around me. That shit stink. You damn near finna get your ass beat. I don't want to smell that shit. I don't want to be around that shit. I get mad about it, right? And I always been like that. Like, motherfucker, like, what the fuck is that smell? Like, next thing you know, motherfucker in that bitch fighting. So, I tell them, like, yeah, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck going on? But, you know, God was on my side. Because I'm blessed and highly favored by the Lord. So, it was, they did like, it was like a pajama theme for the day, for the night at the event. So, I was cool. I took the fucking shirt off. So now I'm up there DJing on my motherfucking tank top. Now I don't give a fuck, for real. But one thing about it, I can look bummy. I can act crazy. Any type of embarrassing shit can happen. But one thing I ain't finna be is out this bitch stinking. You not gonna catch me fucking stink, alright? If I stink, nigga, it's a real problem. So, here I am, unstink. But that shit was wild for me though. I'm talking about I was struggling. I ain't want to smell that shit. Type of nigga is you. But anyway. So these some old grits. Don't pay attention to how they look now, because they look horrible. But y'all know how grits look when they get cold. They thick as shit. So let's cut off our eye on. Watch that transform. We're gonna watch it transform. Because even though them grits look a little fucked up, they gonna turn into something beautiful. All diamonds are made in the dark, so let's cut the lights out. Alright, so I had them grits left over. Like I said, I had the fish left over. And ended up making it here unmusty, which is a blessing. I'm gonna actually check my comments on the phone because they don't come to my screen like they should. Man, folks get on here talking crazy. You can hear my grits already crazy too. Finna have to go stir them. I'm gonna go to my DJ Pakk page. If you want to comment, go to the DJ Pakk page. I will respond today, cause today I got time. What up, mama though? What's up, ma? Alright, let's stir these. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen these grits up, cause that's all it takes, a little bit of water. We're gonna let the water render. And then once that water render, we're gonna put some butter in there to add that little creamy effect again. Alright, let's see how we doing. Shrimp and grits, y'all. That's what we doing. And what I like about transforming stuff like this anyway is it don't take long at all. Everything already cooked. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm drinking my tea too. And by the way, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of little tips. Get you some ginger, get you some garlic, get you some cinnamon, some eucalyptus. Alright? And put it in some warm water. And sip on that first thing in the morning. All of that shit that's going around, the flu, my homegirl told me she had a rhinovirus. What the fuck is a rhinovirus? But sip on that every morning. Be diligent. And knock it right out before it get to you. Alright, get my fish ready. I did some catfish nuggets. And they was busting. I'm telling you. No problem. No problem. But what I'm going to do is we're going to fry these. Let me test this. That grease ain't hot enough yet. So let me get my grease back hot. But look. Man, y'all know how cold shit look when it's left over, man. I'm trying to show y'all how to get it in to redo it. But let me go ahead and stir this up a little bit more before we add our butter, right? You see how it's sticking? I mean, it's time. Time to add the butter. I gotta be careful because I ain't got my non-stick. I ain't got my wooden spoon for my non-stick. Shit, even though this non-stick shit is really alive. Now grits stay hot for a long time. They hold a lot of heat. These are already seasoned, so you don't gotta do much at all. And I'm gonna come back and show y'all how to make my grits next year. But it's the end of the year. Y'all tell me about them New Year's resolutions. I need to hear them. Let y'all know if y'all full of shit or not. Alright, I'm gonna get my grease popping real quick. I'm the only one in here. Oh shit, you know what I forgot, y'all? My fucking gloves. So I'm moving fast. Yeah, I finished the rest of this year out. I ain't been drinking for real. I took a sip of beer. But that shit wasn't nothing. I threw that shit away. I don't even know why I tried to try it. Let me see where we at. All them grits over there cooling down just a little bit, because what I don't want to do is cook the hell out of my cheese once I put it in those grits. But we're going to add some cheese, butter, a couple of those accent seasonings to the grits. Let me go back and see what my mama talking about. me get these gloves on. She reminded me. But yeah, I need to learn how to transform these leftovers, man. Y'all got kids, y'all gotta stop throwing shit away. So I'm gonna put my leftover catfish, and I'll show y'all the video that I did when I did the catfish. But you ain't gonna do nothing but fry that for a couple of seconds, really. I'm gonna actually just do maybe one more small one. I'm gonna teach you how to stunt, Nick. But it's the end of the year, man. I'm trying to figure out what's the move. What's happening? What we doing? Where we going? I don't be out here in these streets like that no more, cause that shit really is not fun to me. I wanna make some money, man. Let's get to the money, baby. Add some cheese to that. Money, baby. Money, baby. Money, baby. Chronic, baby. Yeah, that's crispy. That's crispy. Come on. Let that one get some. Fry it up like that. And then you're just gonna kind of flip that over into the cheese. I actually like this consistency. I ain't gonna add no butter to it. But a little cheese right there. You get that. What you do is that's that shit I like. Oh. Show y'all how to stunt. I'm gonna teach you how to stunt. I ain't bring nothing today. It's cool though. If you just want to get a little grease on them, you ain't really cooking them for real. You're just heating them back up. It's already fried, y'all. You just heating them back up. That's it. Catfish refried. Refried catfish. Y'all eat refried everything else. Y'all goddamn brains refried. Might as well refry the catfish. Alright. Now let's plate this. So, get a big boom, 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 boom. Grits. With the cheese folded on in there now. You hear me? Fish and grits. Now we ain't done yet, cause that cheese that was in there was for that particular consistency. I wanted it thicken up, but that cheese that's in there is for flavor. This is for the visual. You don't do a lot. I got my Terry Jack and Kobe. Think that I'm Kobe. Man, I smoke so much dope, I swear I think that I'm Smokey. Industry full of lames, I play the game like I'm Kobe. Alright. Now, let me dig into my bag. I got some chives, but I ain't bring what I needed to cut the chives. So what I'm gonna do is a little trick. I'm gonna fold it and then break it. Let me grab this for a minute. So these I'm just putting some green in your food. It's gonna always give it a little extra oomph. You hear me? Always add green. Not only do it give it, some extra visual effects, but almost anything green is good for you. Keep that in mind. Green coloring is due to photosynthesis. That's the color that's rendered. So anything that's green means the sun touched it directly. And if the sun has touched it directly, it's healthy for you. So keep that in mind. So I got some green onions and some cilantro. And I'm just putting it on over the top because this gonna give that presentation. Cilantro stem. Just boom, boom, boom. And you can use like bell peppers. You can use bell peppers. You can use any other type of bell colored peppers. You know, yellow, orange. I like cilantro because it make my shit taste fresh. Then we're gonna go back to the fish. You're gonna boom. Oh my goodness, that looks good. I ain't gonna lie. Now, we ain't done yet. It looks done, but I'm gonna show y'all a little trick that make everything better. I promise. Everything. Make everything better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit more color, but this time it's red. I got some soul seasoning. Money baby, money baby, money baby. Chronic baby, chronic baby, chronic baby. Now look, we ain't done yet, but I want y'all to see what's happening. I want y'all to see the transformation so y'all can understand how this go. Let's see. I'll add a little bit of seasoning. Now this is similar to seasoning salt, which I don't like seasoning salt for real. It's too salty. But the little small accent color that give, in addition to the flavor, is all I look for. We're gonna do that. Add a little bit more parsley. And what I want to do is just because I like the way it tastes. Chipotle seasoning, y'all. Telling y'all. What you do is you take that. Y'all hear that? Hold on, let me let y'all hear. Y'all hear that? It's crispy, y'all. You're gonna take it. And it's fish and grits. Catfish nuggets. Let y'all see it right here from this angle. telling you. Check my page, see what y'all talking about. Leave some comments. Let me know what y'all think. What a double entendre. What up, y'all? We back. Another episode of what? But yeah, we gonna be making some chili with no meat today. But I don't do shit like that. 5 bean. This is the recipe that I learned a little while ago, and I ended up liking it. So I'm gonna share it with y'all. Hold on. So yeah, it's cold as shit outside. Let me just say that. And what I realized is the best time to eat some chili is when it's cold as shit outside. Hold on. All right. Use my phone for a monitor today. So yes, I like to make mine fresh typically. Everything fresh, but today we're gonna use some tomato paste. Store-bought. Tomato sauce store-bought. I usually like to blend up my tomatoes and make my own sauce, but I'm gonna skip that step today. So first I'm gonna start by cutting my greens. I had a taste for this chili a little while ago. These beans been soaking for 3 weeks. So, hey, you get sick, you get sick. If you die, you die. All right, let's go. So much protein in these little stems right here. A lot of people cut them off and throw them away. Do not throw the stems away on these on cilantro. There's a lot of healthy nutrients in there for you. I'm gonna say it every time, but I use cilantro on my chili. That is correct. I stopped eating meat a while ago, and I still wanted the same things that I was eating, so I had to learn how to make it without the meat to get it to taste good. So what I like to do with my chili is I overcook some of the ingredients. Like I might do half the beans. I might overcook half the beans, and then I take the other half and cook it normally. I might throw some extra vegetables in there because it'll give it a texture. I'm not going for it to taste like meat, but I do want that chunky texture like chili though. So that's why I go above and beyond, because I need for mine to be live and direct. And if I gave it to you, you probably would notice that it didn't have ground beef or turkey, or whatever hell y'all put in there. So I'm gonna coarsely chop my cilantro. I got some chives. I'm gonna actually just do a couple of these, not a lot. The ones that look good. I be growing these in my window, so I bought these ones though. Well, I guess that was pointless information, y'all. Set that on my rack. Easiest way to cut it without getting seeds everywhere. Y'all see that? You done. Yeah. Got real cold today, but it ain't as cold as it was growing up. You know, we was walking in snow to our knees. Plus the only heat I got in the studio is them eyes back there, so it'll be cold in here, y'all. I cut bell peppers up. We're gonna dice a couple of bell peppers, but the other ones you're gonna do them in strips. That's for texture too. Y'all see what I'm talking about. This one actually. Let's do. Got my peppers. I already got my beans going. I started cooking these earlier today. Make sure we soak them overnight, so it still shouldn't take that long. But in this 5-bean chili, I actually think I missed one, but I got northern beans, black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, and I can't remember the name of those other white beans that I use. We got those. Add some color to it. Dice one. That's gonna give us some color right there, y'all. Actually gonna start opening this thing up to the public. I'm gonna have limited seats because, believe it or not, a lot of this stuff I had to get rid of it. Sometimes I don't store it right. Sometimes the stuff I cook I don't really eat. I ain't throwing this away though. I'm eating all of this, y'all. Alright, let's go. More color. More texture. nice. We got our bell peppers, we got our cilantro, we got our chives. And let's add it in. Y'all pay attention. We ain't gonna do it all. We're gonna take some. That's texture. That's for texture, y'all. These vegetables, they gonna overcook a little bit. But it's alright. And them big ones, that's what them bigger ones for real. Some of this fresh cilantro right here. Let that cook. Don't worry about how it look right now, y'all. It's gonna get better, alright? Even though I don't think it's bad. Get this garlic going. They used to use garlic before we had guns and before we had all of this firepower, nuclear weapons and stuff. They used to actually use garlic to poison their enemies. They used to put garlic on their knives and swords, so that when they stabbed the people that they was going to war with, the enemy, whoever, then they would get infected. Because believe it or not, garlic is actually a poison. So when they would stab the enemies, their wounds would get infected. And some folks who had minor stabs, they would die from infection. You know, it wasn't like you had, antibiotics or something out there on the field like they got today. You had an infection back then, that was a death sentence. That's why garlic is actually good for some home remedies. You can make garlic tea. You can cleanse your organs, cleanse your liver, all of that. But too much will tear you up too, though. So coarse and chop this garlic. Coarse. We're gonna add that in because we want that flavor. We want this to stew. Flavor, baby. Beans about done, so I don't want to cook them too much. And the black beans, they got such a strong color to them. Everything, they turn everything black. That's one of the reasons you don't want to cook everything at the same time. Because you want that color and that texture to be in there. Let's add some onions. Key ingredients to this chili is onion. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the whole thing in there. Chili cooking quick. This off, boom. Alright, put this over here. And chop this up. Tell me how y'all make y'all chili now. So that water rendering down. It was somebody who had got on my live last week. I think that was last week. Said it. The food was looking crazy. And I've been trying to find them motherfuckers ever since they said it. Damn it. Cause y'all gonna leave me alone. I put my onions in there. These onions, they good just like that. Boom. Boom. You ain't gotta dice them up a lot at all. Cause they gonna cook down. I like mine real coarse though too. So already smelling like chili. We ain't even put no seasoning in. Here we go. Baby, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Alright. Now I'm gonna take our remaining vegetables. cilantro into the bowl. Take some more of this cilantro and put it in the pot. Tomatoes. Let's cut the tomatoes. Tomatoes render a lot of water. That's how Miss Tate online, one of our city council members. On our representatives. That's what we're gonna do. I personally like a lot of tomatoes in my chili. And I'm trying to hurry up because if you look at it, my water is rendering down, but tomatoes is 90% water. And once we add them to the pot, that's gonna help us out a whole lot. So tomatoes. Now we want them to cook down. We want them to cook all the way down. Alright. Stir that up a little bit. Damn it. Soft. And once they get soft, they're gonna shrink. The skin gonna give you some texture too. Alright, let's put our top on that and let it stew for a minute. I'm gonna teach y'all a couple of tricks while that happens. Before we start, let me add. Let that stew a little bit. Open these cans from the top like that. Then we have to dig out the top and put the fork in there, open it up, then pour it out. So I learned a couple of years ago, go around the side, and that was the best lesson I probably ever learned ever. Hold on. Make sure I'm doing it right. I got this can opener from the dollar store, so might be a little janky. There you go. Lock it. What the hell? I'm talking about this can and the can opener is stubborn. There you go. There you go. Shit. That boy say you gotta get down on it. They gotta get down on it. God damn, it still ain't open. Keep going. Just like that. We ain't gonna worry about it, you heard me? Set that over here. I ain't did no seasonings yet. I'm gonna put the seasonings in there in a minute. One thing about it is when I cook with fresh vegetables, I like to stew, you know, all of those spices and fresh herbs because, you know, that's my base seasoning. When I put my powdered and dry seasonings in there, it absorbs the liquid. Right now, I want my fresh vegetables to absorb all of that liquid, and then when I go to put all of my dry seasonings in, then everything ran its course correctly so they don't dry out the pot. Because once the pot dried out, I gotta add more water, and that's a process that I don't even want to deal with right now. So what I'm gonna do now, so I will go through my seasonings one by one so y'all can see, you know, what I did. I don't trust this butter. So I'm gonna use something else. I'm gonna saute these vegetables, because these vegetables, we're gonna put them in there towards the end. They're gonna be a little crunchy. We want them to be a little crunchy. Everything else, it's gonna be cooked to hell. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little chili powder. These are vegetables that we previously cut up. We do this every day at 3 o'clock. Every Sunday at 3 o'clock. Live every Sunday at 3. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. We do replays throughout the week. I gotta get down on it. So, do a little oil. Saute these vegetables real quick. That's gonna try to burn, but before it do, we're gonna saute them, you know, put some brown on them a little bit. There you go. Add a little bit more oil. Everything's stewing up. this. Go right back in the pot. Once they cool, that crunchiness, get out of them. And give you everything you need in your chili, alright? Cut my fowl. Saute your vegetables. Snack with Pakk. There's gonna be a lot of this. I'll set that off to the side. We'll be ready for that in a minute. Alright, now go back. Everything's stewing up good. It's starting to look like chili now. You gotta trust the process. Please trust the process. I'm gonna cut these up some more. Cover it up. Cut these up some more. I'm gonna dice these. Get down on it. I gotta get down on it. Alright, where we at? Dice those. Let's see what our chili looking like. See how them beans, they overcooked a little bit. There's a remedy for that. There's a remedy for that, I'm gonna tell y'all. That's what's gonna make the chili chili. Good enough to start adding our seasoning. What y'all think? Where we at with it? Now I still ain't added my kidney beans. We doing that for a reason. I'm gonna use a pack of chili seasoning, but let me explain to y'all why. I make my own chili seasoning, but it's something about how they preserve their chili peppers in these little packs. And they use sesame seed and they grind it up. That's just something that I'm not going to do every time I'm ready to cook. But I use it just for that reason. That grounded fresh chili, dried chili, and that sesame seed, that's what really make this seasoning. Everything else, I'm gonna add it, but I'm gonna add extra on my own. But I just do this because there's some ingredients in this little pack that you can't get. You ain't gonna just make that overnight. That's what I mean. So we're gonna add that in there. I only use about half of the pack. There's still a lot left in here, so put that in there. Then let's show y'all a trick. Most people they sleep on this, y'all. Understand this is what casts this apart. Taco seasoning. Taco seasoning. Y'all would never guess. Damn taco seasoning. I'll put that in there. About half and half. scared of it. Yes, sir. Alright. Where we at? Stir that up. Y'all see the thickness? Y'all see how that gets thick like that? Come on, man. Now y'all be careful, cause when y'all start seeing them thick bubbles, that shit'll pop on you. And when it pop on you, it ain't nothing fun. That shit hurt. You feel like you got shot. So God. Real pretty color. Real pretty color. Y'all see that? We ain't done yet though. So what we're gonna do is do some more paprika. That's all you need, just a little bit. Excellent. You gotta be generous with that, y'all. I salted my water when I let it soak, so we're not gonna use too much salt at all, if any. Basil. Yeah, I put basil in my chili. Alright, now there's some garlic and onion powder. Garlic and onion powder, yes sir. I gotta get down on it. Do some garlic pepper. Not a lot. There's a chunk in there. I gotta get that chunk out of there. But I'm glad it happened because I can explain to y'all why it happened. But when y'all get them big chunks in y'all seasoning, it's because moisture got into the container. So what y'all want to do is y'all don't want to hold y'all seasonings right up over the steam and pot when y'all shaking it, because that moisture get in there. Once that moisture get in there, it make your seasoning clump up. Then you got to go buy another one, and you can save a lot of money by either removing the pot or shaking it from the side. But don't do what I just did, or else you're gonna have clumps in your seasoning like I got. Alright, let's keep going. I gotta get down on it. I gotta get down on it. We're gonna let that stew. We're gonna put the top on. We're gonna let that stew. Now we got our sauteed vegetables, right? But we still want to add some more accent. So we're gonna get bell pepper back out. Okay, a little bit more of that off. Okay, a little bit more of that off. These are the fresh ingredients that we add towards the end, because we don't really want to cook these vegetables. We want them to be fresh so they can have that fresh taste and fresh look. Alright. And y'all pay attention now. You want that color right there. Get down on there. Alright. Cut up some of those. Boom, 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 boom. That's all fine and dandy. Let me see. There's something else. Now I'm purposely overcooking this chili. And you can tell because all the liquid is rising up to the top, y'all. So what y'all gotta make sure y'all doing is scraping the bottom. You gotta scrape the bottom. When all that liquid start rising up top and you don't see no beans, that means the bottom of your shit is burning, okay? Don't burn your chili trying to be like me. Then you're gonna get your ass beat because everybody hungry and they can't eat. Something else, y'all see that? That's all them seasonings at the bottom of the pot. That's exactly why I do my seasonings last after I let it stew for a minute. Now my chili looking like chili and I'm satisfied with that. So now what I will do is transfer this over. Smell like chili right there, y'all. That smell like chili, baby. Alright. Remember I sauteed vegetables? It's time to add them. Add them hoes in there. Yes, sir. Let her cook. Fresh vegetables, add them in there. All them tomatoes. Yes, sir. Stir it up. Scrape the bottom. Stir it up. Scrape the bottom. Stir it up. And that's gonna give you that crunchy texture that you want right there. Y'all count how many times I said texture too. Whoever get it right, I'll give you a bowl of chili. Fuck out of here. Y'all see that color? Y'all see that color? Come on, man. See that bar smoking? Smoky bar. Alright. Now, we ain't done yet. We almost there. So listen, let me explain something else to y'all. Okay? When you cooking for the kids, these is the crackers that they get. Alright? They cheap. You know what I'm saying? You can get them for a little bit of nothing. You get these to the kids. These is what y'all give to the adults. Alright? We deserve this. They like the Lorna Doone cookies that your mom used to keep in the cabinet and tell you don't touch them. If I walk in your crib and the kids got some of these club crackers, somebody getting their ass beat. Alright? These is the crackers that we get. These is the crackers you get the kids. Don't have me walking in there and y'all give these motherfuckers to me and y'all got these on my plate. Alright? Adult, kids. I just need y'all to understand. Alright. Last but not least, I had to to store these, but these are my kidney beans. I actually want to pour this, what you call it, out first. Pour it in this bowl. Burn. Hold on. Check the bottom. Check the bottom. Shit. Almost there, y'all. Hold on. We're almost there. Get some of this juice off of these first. These are my kidney beans. These kidney beans that's already been cooked, we're gonna add them to our chili. That's what makes the chili right there. Kidneys. And FYI, kidney beans is actually good for your kidneys. It's not just called that. Alright, y'all. Now this chili done. This chili is done, baby. Let's taste it. Oh my God. That's spicy too. One person who's not gonna eat that is my son. Let's do it up. Let's do it up. Put this chili in here just like this. Boom. Look at the color. You see them little strings hanging? That's a combination of cilantro and the skin from the tomatoes. Fresh onion, all of that. Hold on, we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Let's do. A little bit of cheese. Now I'm gonna come back and do this recipe, and we're gonna do it fresh next time. Everything fresh, from the cheese to the tomatoes. Straight out the garden, fresh. What I said now. Get this shit out of here. That's the real deal right here. That's the other thing. Half the pack. Alright, don't call no 2, 3. I go to restaurants, you know, they serving chicken salad, they giving you 3 and 4 crackers, a pack with 2 crackers in there. Don't play now. Let's turn this way. It's all about your presentation, so let's get it right the first time. You gonna hit that hole? cilantro. Chop it 2 or 3 times. Fresh leaves, if they cooperate. Make sure they cooperate. And that's what you got right there, y'all. Chili. Straight out of Ansley. Come on, man. We talking about Ansley ain't got nothing good over here. They got their goddamn chili. Alright, let me taste this. Grab it a little bit right there. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I could just throw this shit out the window. This shit gross. What a double entendre. What up, y'all? We back. Another episode of what? But yeah, we gonna be making some chili with no meat today. But I don't do shit like that. 5 bean, this is the recipe that I learned a little while ago. And I ended up liking it, so I'm gonna share it with y'all. Hold on. So yeah, it's cold as shit outside. Let me just say that. And what I realized is the best time to eat some chili is when it's cold as shit outside. Hold on. Alright. Use my phone for a monitor today. So yes, I like to make mine fresh typically. Everything fresh. But today we're going to use some tomato paste. Store-bought. Tomato sauce store-bought. I usually like to blend up my tomatoes and make my own sauce, but I'm going to skip that step today. So first I'm going to start by cutting my greens. I had a taste for this chili a little while ago. These beans been soaking for 3 weeks. So, hey, if you get sick, you get sick. If you die, you die. All right, let's go. So much protein in these little stems right here. A lot of people cut them off and throw them away. Do not throw the stems away on these on cilantro. There's a lot of healthy nutrients in there for you. I'm gonna say it every time, but I use cilantro on my chili. That is correct. I stopped eating meat a while ago, and I still wanted the same things that I was eating, so I had to learn how to make it without the meat to get it to taste good. So what I like to do with my chili is I overcook some of the ingredients. Like I might do half the beans. I might overcook half the beans, and then I take the other half and cook it normally. I might throw some extra vegetables in there because it'll give it a texture. I'm not going for it to taste like meat, but I do want that chunky texture like chili though. So that's why I go above and beyond, because I need for mine to be live and direct. And if I gave it to you, you probably wouldn't notice that it didn't have ground beef or turkey or whatever the hell y'all put in there. So I'm gonna coarsely chop my cilantro. I got some chives. I'm gonna actually just do a couple of these, not a lot. The ones that look good. I be growing these in my window, so I bought these ones though. Well, I guess that was pointless information, y'all. Set that on my right. Easiest way to cut it without getting seeds everywhere. Y'all see that? You done. Let's add this in here. Yeah. Got real cold today, but it ain't as cold as it was growing up. We was walking snow to our knees. Plus the only heat I got in the studio is them eyes back there, so it'll be cold in here, y'all. I cut our bell peppers up. We're gonna dice a couple of bell peppers, but the other ones you're gonna do them in strips. That's for texture too. Y'all see what I'm talking about.